What do you do? All right. Hello, YouTube. Hello. Hello. Hello, YouTube. All right. TikTok is actually ready. Go live. All right. Actually, this is working, I think. My friends got me this for my birthday, and I think I was saying I could wear it for the show, and I think it actually is working. A red one would be nice. There was no red, but I do like my blue and black. But it's good for the show. I'm liking this. All right. Hello, TikTok. All right. We're good. I think we're good. TikTok, copacetic. I already reversed the camera. I did. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, hello, everybody. What a freaking crazy news day this has turned into. Trump lost it in crazy land. Absolutely crazy land from Trump tonight. So, hey, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Oop, there's sound is better here. There we go. Sound isn't going to get any better, but it does help when the microphone is next to my face. I did forget to move the microphone up. My bad. Anyway, hello, my Greeks. How are we all? Hey, Dario. How's everybody doing? Kalisperasas. Woo, la, 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 la. That's my French side. Hey, guys. How are we doing? My dog kept me up. Oh, my God. We stayed at friends last night for Thanksgiving. I decided to they said, bring the dog. I was like, oh God, okay, I'll bring the dog. And she was pretty good other than it was time to go to bed. And she just was whining. And I don't know, she's whining lately. And I don't know what's going on. She won't lay down. So finally I decided to lay down on the ground next to her. And she climbed into bed. But of course it meant I had to sleep on the ground. I slept on the ground last night. I haven't done that, I don't think ever. Well, maybe when we were kids. But they had a flocati. I know the word in Greek. The sheepskin thing, I think it's flocati, isn't it? Hey, Fallen, the sheep thing. Thank you, that you put on the ground, the sheepskin, flocati. Isn't it wasn't it flocati? Oh, flocati. That's it, flocati. Yeah. And it was really comfortable. So I slept on that thing, pulled the sheets on, had the pillows. Dog was happy. So it's okay. Oh my God. I mean, I actually slept okay, but still I was like, oh my God, I slept on the floor. Your older lab got that way. Yeah, she's good here. I mean, ha ha ha, right? But there it's visiting somebody else's house. She was very upset trying to go to bed. And I wasn't going to put her on the bed with me because last time I did that, she jumped off. So we weren't doing that. You did that with the senior grade Dane last night, didn't sleep. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, again, the little sheepskin rug was incredibly comfortable. Nice pillows. The house wasn't too cold. I actually slept okay. Thank you, Max. Anyway, oh my God. Thank you, Blue. So welcome back, everybody. Tonight was going to be more of a hangout show because after Thanksgiving, I got back this afternoon. I'm tired. And then all hell has been breaking loose in the news. So I am prepared to discuss the news. We got news. It was, like I said, it was going to be, thank you guys. Yes, it was my birthday yesterday. So thank you all. She did find sticks at the friend's house. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Russell, my Egyptian. Oh, God. But yes, I'm still tired. I mean, just because last night was so exhausting. But it was good. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving at my friends. Lots of food. I made lots of food. They made lots of food. So it was quite fun. But yeah, just horrific quantities of news tonight. I'm looking to see if there's any more. Actually, I will grab, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a picture. Oh, did that work? Yes. My friend who got me this fleece just messaged me, and I was going to send him a picture of it so that he could see me wearing it during the show. Hopefully it doesn't cut off TikTok. Let's see if it does. TikTok, have I cut you off? I'm sorry. Hopefully it didn't. Oop, are we still there, TikTok? I didn't cut you off. Uh-oh. Wait, is it back or did it disappear, TikTok? Did it come back or did it disappear? I was trying to do a screen capture and it's back. Oh, it worked. Okay. I was doing a screen capture and texting it to my friends who got me this fleece thing to show them that it actually worked because they got it for me for my birthday and it actually works. So I was like, you know what? I thought it was big, but actually it looks good. And I was like, I can wear it during my show. So I was looking for red. They didn't have red. I mean, went to the store and checked because I thought red would be more fun, but this is still a good color. So anyway, yes. So I sent him the picture so I could let them see that I wrote them. I said, you know what? I'm going to keep it. I went by J. They got it from J. Crew, which, by the way, so freaking expensive. J. Crew. People actually shop there. Like I was outraged by the price. I become my mother. I was outraged by the prices of J. Crew. Oh my God. I mean, and thank God. And then I was thinking, what did you do? They got it on sale. Thank God. No, because I was like, I'm going to be upset if they paid full price for this. So expensive. Oh my God. Yeah. The sales are fine, but full price. Craziness. Anyway, no, it's pretty. I mean, the thing is, it's pretty stuff. The lines are pretty. The cut is nice. It's very kind of European. It's a very nice. It reminds me a little of Kenneth Cole, I would say, at least from I don't own much Kenneth Cole, but that kind of the way the cut is very sleek, and you know what I mean. It's a very nice. It's a nice look. Anyway, so welcome everybody. I am back. Woohoo! Like I said, tonight was going to be a hangout show where we were just going to like hang out, and there's so much bad news. We've got to talk about it. So I do have notes. I mean, notes. I kept I screenshot a bunch of photos so we could talk about it, but it is a freaking mess of bad news today. I mean, horrible. I did have a good Thanksgiving at least, but a horrible mess of bad news today. Anyway, yeah, it does look good. But they wrote back, they said, oh, it looks good. So the friends who got me this, so it does look good, actually. I was afraid it was too big, but now I'm thinking it's a good size. So I'm happy. 1 second here. I'm pulling up the stories. So anyway, welcome everybody. John Aravosis here. So we're going to talk about the news. It ain't going to be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty, but this is the way it is. Basically the way I'm very tired tonight too. Halloween exhausted me. I go through the stories I think are interesting. We'll talk about them. In the meantime, very much appreciate your gifts. Keep them coming. Oh, it's Friday already. Oh my God. We've got a show tomorrow already. Every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, I do my, I know the blue hair. I know my hair is not blue on YouTube, just for the record. Only on TikTok, it turns my hair blue. On YouTube, it's just kind of gray and salt and pepper. But on TikTok, it turns blue because of my my lights overhead. It's very funny. My blue hair. That's true. It probably does make it even more so with the jacket, doesn't it? Well, it turns it kind of purple because it's like, see, I've got blue overhead and then red below, which makes purple over there. I mean, I love it. It makes me very happy. Like I told you, winter in DC with my apartment, now that I've got the lighting figured out after all these years, nighttime makes me very happy. It's colorful. It's actually a little less colorful than it looks for you guys. Like to me, it almost looks clownish on YouTube and Discord, but it's a little more subdued lighting actually. Anyway, and then this weekend, maybe I'll start the Christmas tree. I will go live for that. I'm not going to book when, but let's see. Tomorrow's the show for the monthly subscribers. So join us for that. Paid monthly subscribers, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, 11 a.m. Eastern time, US. So become a subscriber if you'd like to join us. Otherwise, gifts are very welcome too. So keep the gifts coming on TikTok and YouTube and Discord. Well, Discord doesn't have gifts, but we love you anyway. Excuse me. But they're very helpful. Gifts are good. I guess we're not supposed to say this, but I think it's important to say, like, the gifts, by buying gifts for creators on TikTok, you are supporting their work. And that's very helpful. Thank you, Terry, for the birthday cake, for the wishing cake. It's a birthday cake. Thank you. That was very generous of you. Thank you. But it's true. I think you help support the creators you like out there who spend a lot of time doing this stuff with the gifts. So thank you. I think it's good. All right. So let me jump around these stories. So I'm not going to put these necessarily in order, but this one blew my mind. Do you guys remember the TV show, older folks, Northern Exposure? Northern Exposure, cool show about Alaska, 1990s or so. And one of the lead actresses was, indigenous, native Alaskan. I shouldn't say she was native Alaskan. She might've been native Northwest. I think she's Washington State. And even her picture today reminds you, I mean, this is what I think she looks like now. She doesn't look, because she was so young back then, you could still recognize her. She was like, I think she was either the waitress in the restaurant or the assistant at the mayor's office or something like that, right? She got picked up by ICE because they stopped her because she's native. 4 ICE guys, of course, armed, the blacked out faces, the whole thing, came up to her. Up to the sound go? What is wrong with this? Hold on. All right. Let's see. TikTok, did the sound come back on or not? Is it back? TikTok takes a second. No. All right. Let me unplug and replug on TikTok. All right. Let's see. Sorry. We're to TikTok sound went out. I unplugged and replugged. Did it not come back? It always takes like 8 seconds to come back. Is it back? But is it back? It's still back? Okay, it's still back. Okay. I unplugged and I replugged. You know, I got a weird notification on my iPad though, and I think the notification may have blocked out the thing, which is weird. Okay, it's back though. There shouldn't be any reverb. This is my good mic. Yeah. No. It should be. You're not hearing my microphone? Hello. See, you'll know if it's my microphone, whether it's the iPad or it's the mic. It's the iPad mic. Oh, let's try one more time. Okay. I mean, nothing we can do about it. You know. All right. There's the one more time. Is the iPad mic back or not? If not, c'est la vie. If it's the iPad mic, I can move it closer. Is it the iPad mic? Oh, now the mic is, or is it now? Now it's the mic? La 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 la. Now good. Okay. TikTok is so finicky. It's the good mic now. Okay. It's so finicky. Anyway, so they pull this poor woman over. Oh, I've got the story. Let me read you this. This is from the Seattle Times. Elaine Miles was walking to a bus stop in Redmond, Washington, to go to Target, she said, when 4 men wearing masks and vests with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement labels stepped out of 2 black SUVs with no front plates and pressed her for an ID. This woman's a famous actress, but she's native. Miles, an indigenous actor best known for her roles on Northern Exposure, Smoke Signals, Wyvern, and The Last of Us, I know her from Northern Exposure, handed them her tribal ID from the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation in Oregon. Federal government agencies recognize tribal ID as a valid form of ID, and Miles has used it to travel back and forth to Canada and Mexico without issue. Yet, Miles recalled one agent called it fake. Anyone can make that, she recalled another agent saying. Reported encounters between immigration agents and indigenous people like Miles remain rare, but blah, 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 blah. She says her son and uncle were both detained by ICE agents who initially did not accept their tribal IDs before they were eventually let go. So they arrested her son and uncle, who are Native Americans, because they didn't believe Native Americans could be American. They tried the same BS with her. This stuff is sick. I mean, guys, the news today is horrific, the fascist state that we are turning into. What Trump, this stuff, he's talking about 500 more troops in Washington, D.C. now, 500 more National Guard, because getting 2 of these poor guys shot wasn't enough for Trump for no reason. Keep in mind, Donald Trump has had the National Guard in Washington, D.C. for the most part, picking up trash and laying down mulch. If a Democrat had put the National Guard in D.C. as a political joke, and that's the only reason Trump did it, it was politics. He put the National Guard here for politics, okay? And imagine had Barack Obama had the National Guard pick up garbage, had the National Guard put down mulch, and then they got shot after a Democrat had them in here picking up garbage. We'd never hear the end of it, right? Trump, on the other hand, is sending 500 more because we knew he would. Google the Reichstag fire in Nazi Germany. It was a fire that happened in the early 1933 or so, German parliament, and the bad guy in Germany used it as an excuse to claim that communists did it or whoever. There is some suspicion that it was the bad man in Germany himself who did it. I've said all along that Trump was waiting for violence. He was hoping to foment violence, but also waiting for violence, and that he would use it to implement martial law. Well, it's happening. More news just along that regard. So Trump is, okay, I don't know if this one's true. I saw a tweet from Trump and I can't confirm it. And again, can somebody confirm? I'm going to ask you, but I'm asking you in terms of confirming it. I am not claiming it's true, but I'm trying to find confirmation. Elon has so screwed up Twitter that I can no longer get responses from people on Twitter. There was a tweet from Trump allegedly invoking the Insurrection Act for Oregon. I can't find confirmation of this. This is what I was telling you guys about. Don't believe it when you see evidence, so to speak. Somebody shared this and I said, okay, somebody shared this, but is it true? It might be true. I can't find anything backing it up yet. So that's why when you see me sometimes, I'm very critical of stuff. You guys will tell me stuff and I'm like, you know what? Let's make sure. People are sharing fake stuff. And again, this one, if anybody's able to verify it, would be great. I've been trying to. I can't get it verified. So I'm just putting it out there because also I would have thought at this point it would have been in the news if that one is true. Now, what is true, I predicted this one too. Trump is illegally claiming he is going to not honor any laws or resolutions or things that Joe Biden did that were signed because and this is criminal, this is fascist, this is literally dictator behavior, what Trump is doing. It is illegal what Trump just said he's doing today. He is no longer going to recognize laws signed by Joe Biden because he thinks Joe Biden wasn't alive. He thinks Joe Biden didn't know what was going on. So he thinks the staff signed everything for Biden, and therefore he's not going to recognize any laws or any pardons that Joe Biden signed that he thinks were done by an auto pen. Auto pen's like a device they have. Auto pen is the device Donald Trump used when he signed the 1,600 pardons for the domestic terrorists from January 6th. He used an auto pen because the president can't sign 1,600 documents. He'd go crazy. I want to read you this today. This is unhinged. This suggests somebody in mental decline. What Trump is saying is illegal. He can't do this. He's also saying he's not going to recognize pardons. He's not going to recognize the law of the land. Now, he's not going to get away with this. The problem is what he's doing is they're trying to grind the government to a halt, right? If Trump refuses to honor any law or pardon that Joe Biden signed, imagine every single lawsuit you've got to have, right? Every single person pardoned has got to go to court. Every single piece of legislation has got to go to court. They are trying to dismantle democracy in our country. I want to read you this because it's crazy. This actually, if I can find it, really needs the wig. Here's the wig. Hello. Sorry. Hopefully they didn't screw up the sound again on TikTok. All right, we need the wig for this one, folks. All right. Oops. I still feel like Irma Bombeck when I put this on. Any documents signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them. You kind of have to, he's such a moron. Approximately 92%? Approximately 92? No, approximately 90%. There's no such thing as approximately 92% because that's an exact number. He doesn't even speak English well, right? Approximate is when you don't know exactly. So you don't say approximately and then give an exact detailed number like 92, right? Approximately is 90. Approximately is 85, 95. It's not 92. Again, as Trump likes to claim he's really smart, a smart person would know that. So approximately 92% of them, any documents signed by Trump, So signed by sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and of no further force or effect. Yeah, that's not true. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the president of the United States. Yeah, that's true. The radical left lunatic circling Biden around the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden because the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally. Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Oh, that's the best part. That's the best part. A, I'm lying. B, I'm lying about the power I have because I don't have the power to do anything I'm saying. And C, if Joe Biden calls me a liar, right? If Joe Biden dare says, yeah, I did all of that. I signed all of those. I approved it all. I'm going to pick him up on perjury, which you can't do because it would be part of his presidency. He's crazy. Now, yeah, he's trying to distract from his role in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, and we know there is one because he's hiding the documents. But this is crazy talk. This is somebody who's crazy. It is not just somebody who's crazy. This is dictator talk. He's not allowed to say everything the previous president did. I just decided none of the laws in 4 years he signed count. He's not allowed to do that. I mean, this is crazy stuff. Now let's see if the Justice Department tries, because if the Justice Department tries to do this, this is all out. I mean, this is all out. We've got to find a word for this. I don't know whether this is martial law or what you call it at this point. If he actually gets the Justice Department, all right, we're unplugging the mic. I'm sick of it at this point. TikTok doesn't work well. We're using the iPad. Anybody else who complains, just tell them stop. I'm not dealing with this anymore. This is TikTok and the iPad being weird with the mic. There's nothing we can do about it. This is just incredibly dangerous stuff, guys. He's going to do this with elections too. I mean, he's already showing us on any and every issue, he's going to lie and break the law. That's what he just said. He just said anything Joe Biden signed, he's not going to obey it. And if Joe Biden says, yeah, like I signed it, I'm going to prosecute Joe Biden if he says he wasn't asleep. This guy's, he's not just crazy, he's a dictator. This is not democracy anymore that we have. This is incredibly dangerous. It's only 9 months in. He's going to do incredibly dangerous things. It is not possible to say strongly enough how dangerous this is. Speaking of how dangerous, we now have a confession of war crimes from our defense secretary. This from the Washington Post. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth gave an order to, quote, kill everybody in the first strike on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean. After 2 men survived, the mission commander ordered a second strike to comply with Hegseth's instructions, according to 2 sources. When they've been blowing up these boats in the Caribbean, they claim are drug boats, which is a war crime. You're not allowed to do that. They then blew up one of the boats, and there were 2 survivors. The U.S. military blew up the 2 survivors in the water because the defense secretary said, kill everybody. He didn't say stop the boat. He didn't say disable the boat. He said kill everybody. So they blew up the boat, and then they blew up the survivors. This is an outright confession of a war crime here. Now, Trump can try to pardon them. And the thing is, there's going to be no prosecuting these guys. There's going to be no prosecuting them. He's going to pardon him. And the world can try to go after him. Good luck with that. It's absolutely sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Well, and the guys that follow the illegal order, I've got news for you. U.S. military out there, whoever was involved in this mission, you better hope for a pardon. And maybe they'll get a pardon. But if they don't get a pardon, these guys are being pulled up on criminal charges. This is very serious stuff. Absolutely horrific stuff. But imagine giving an order, kill everybody. And the military and the U.S. military saying, we blew up the boat. There's 2 survivors who are clearly no longer transporting drugs because their boat blew up. and firing a missile at two guys in the water, basically. Pardons cannot be undone, Chad. No, he's lying or he's crazy. Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. Oh, so Trump also explained today that there's a genocide in South Africa that nobody knew about. There's no genocide in South Africa. This is part of Trump's weird racist conspiracy theory. It's also, again, a sign that there's something wrong with him about South Africa. I need to read you this because, again, it's so freaking crazy that it is worth hearing. This guy is crazy. He's also racist. Listen to this. The United States did not attend the G20 in South Africa because the South African government refuses to acknowledge or address the horrific human rights abuses endured by Afrikaners and other descendants of Dutch, French, and German settlers. To put it more bluntly, they are killing white people. Yeah. And randomly allowing their farms to be taken from them. Perhaps worst of all, the soon to be out of business New York Times and the fake news media won't issue a word against this genocide. That's my favorite part. Is when Trump and people like him say, the proof of what I'm alleging, I have a conspiracy. And the proof of my conspiracy is that nobody is reporting on it at all. Nobody credible is reporting on it. And to people like Trump, now granted, to his people, it only makes them believe it more. Right? Oh, no one's reporting it. It must be true. It's like, yeah, that's not the way facts actually work. When literally nobody's reporting on it, either there's a worldwide conspiracy of every media outlet in the world, or it's not a real story. They're not reporting on the genocide. That's why all the liars and pretenders of the radical left media are going out of business. At the conclusion of the G20, South Africa refused to hand off the G20 presidency to a senior representative from our U.S. embassy who attended the closing ceremony. Therefore, at my direction, South Africa will not be receiving an invitation to the 2026 G20 in Miami. Nobody should go to the G20 in Miami. South Africa has demonstrated to the world they're not a country worthy of membership anywhere, and we're going to stop all payments and subsidies to them effective immediately. Oh, so now we're going to have another tax on everything from South Africa. There we go. So another tax on Americans for everything from South Africa. Yeah. Other story, though, this is from the Telegraph, which means take it with a grain of salt. But there's a story that Trump is ready to recognize all the territories that Russia stole from Ukraine and recognize them as Russians in order to secure a peace deal. I think we already knew that, though. Like, that was already part of, well, Trump's peace deal the Russians gave him. And being, who he is, he took the Russian peace deal and said, oh, I embrace it. It's great. And part of that peace deal was the Americans embracing everything Russia stole from Ukraine. So, that's not really news. Let me see what else we got. I don't have anything else. I told you I still wanted to see if I can find proof of that insurrection stuff. I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm reading here. It is unfathomable that U.S. government lawyers would sign off on a no survivors boat strike. There's a clear precedent dating back to World War II trial of Germans for that very act, which lawyers know well. The Pellias World War II war crimes trial. Yeah, these guys openly committed war crimes. Our government, now we know for a fact, because they've admitted it on paper, our government openly committed war crimes. Man. I mean, oh, that's nice. And Trump issued, Trump's Thanksgiving message was deranged. Trump does this. He's gotten worse, though. There's something wrong with him. But he likes to use national holidays to hate people. Again, there's something wrong with this, folks. Democrats don't do this. Republicans don't do this. You don't take national holidays to spread hate. No normal human being does this, and no normal human being would embrace something like this. Trump's Thanksgiving message was insane. This was his Thanksgiving message yesterday. This was the official Thanksgiving message from the president. Okay, Thanksgiving, anybody who doesn't know, huge holiday in America. I'd say in some ways it's our second biggest holiday. Easter depends what religion you are. Christmas is number one. Thanksgiving and Easter are tied, but Thanksgiving and Easter are tied. Let me put it that way. Thanksgiving is huge, okay? It's about getting together with family, food, and family. Yeah, it's about the pilgrims, but it's really, I mean, it is, but it's really not. It's about family and food, okay? A very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes. Come on, there's no way he wrote this. This is real. This is real. For being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. This is Donald Trump's official message to America commemorating Thanksgiving, which is a day that we give thanks to God for everything we have in this country. Okay? And again, the religious people don't have a problem with this. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get, he's just lying about all of this. The real migrant population is much higher. The refugee burden is leading to social dysfunction and failed schools and urban decay and crime and overcrowded hospitals and housing shortages and large deficits. All lies. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the great state of Minnesota. Is this the dogs and cats, or was that Ohio when he falsely claimed? Didn't he claim Somalians were eating dogs and cats? Was it Somalians? Who did he claim when he made that stuff up during the campaign? Again, the crazy stuff. Ohio, but wasn't it Somalians there too? Who did he claim were eating the dogs and cats? Wasn't it Haitians? Was it Haitians? Okay, everyone's saying Haitians. Haitians, okay. Well, black people. Surprise from Trump, right? The Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked inside their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they'll be left alone. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, a 12-year-old boy, speaks like this in English. No adult talks like this. No adult talks like this in English. This is literally, that's why I'm saying there's something wrong with this guy. And again, maybe his staff wrote this, but he approved it. This is mentally ill, this stuff. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing either through fear, incompetence, or both, while the worst congressman woman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her congressman woman. So he's saying, thank you, Julie, he's accusing Ilhan Omar of being a man? But that doesn't even make sense. There's like nothing about this woman. They may not like her because she's Muslim or whatever, right? Thank you, Stormy. But like, accusing her of being manly, she's as feminine as it comes. I mean, my point is, it doesn't even his insults don't even make sense. There's something wrong there. That's my point. It's like insults have to be tied to something real, right? Like if she were manly, or she's as petite as they come. Which means there's something wrong with him that he would even think and go, oh, Ilhan Omar, congressman, ha ha ha. No, not. You can criticize her. I don't like her politics, but that's just weird. Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, yeah, right. And who probably came into the U.S. illegally. Oh, he's such a dick. In that you are not allowed to marry your brother, does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she's treated, when her place of origin is a decadent, backward, and crime-ridden nation, which is potentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. Folks, that was his Thanksgiving message to the nation. I just read you Donald Trump's Thanksgiving message to the nation. As I said, Thanksgiving is a national holiday. I mean, ostensibly, that we give thanks to God for our families and our nation and our success and our livelihood. It's literally thanks to God Day is the point. Not that all of us do it religiously, but that's the point of it. And this is the message. And the thing is, people who claim to be religious are okay with Trump saying this kind of stuff on a national, basically religious day. It is a religious holiday. It actually is. I know we don't practice it that way, but it is. I mean, that's the underlying concept. We're not giving thanks to like strangers or something, right? My God. I mean, man, he's crazy. He is absolutely crazy. Wow. Wow. Listen to this. The commander, well, now we got somebody else to charge with war crimes. The commander overseeing the operation this is the Trump killing the survivors of the attack on the boats in the Caribbean. Clear war crime. Hegseth ordered it. Clear war crime. The commander overseeing the operation from Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Admiral Frank M. Mitch Bradley, who's just committed a war crime, told people on the secure conference call that the survivors were still legitimate targets because they could theoretically call other traffickers to retrieve them and their cargo, according to two people. Really? Really? Wow. Wow. That is fucked up. Hold on a second. We have to respond to JD Vance. Hold on. I have to respond to JD Vance on Twitter. What do we call? Is it National Guardsmen? What do we call them? I always thought it was Guardsmen. What do we call them? What's the official word, especially when we're talking about men and women in this case? I always thought it was National Guardsmen. Is that not? It is Guardsmen. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. I always worry about such things. No, JD Vance, the Republicans are out there accusing Joe Biden of being responsible for the attack on the National Guardsmen. It was an Afghan refugee. It was an Afghan refugee who got refugee status last year. No, actually, it wasn't last year. It was this year. He got refugee status under Donald Trump. He got refugee status under Donald Trump. And they're blaming Joe Biden. It's like, yeah. And they shouldn't have been in our country. Okay, since we're trying to rewrite history here. So JD Vance, you've got to understand, doesn't really understand military matters. JD Vance likes to talk about being in Iraq. He was in Iraq behind a desk. People like Ruben Gallego, Senator Gallego, who was on our show, he was on the front line with a gun fighting the bad guys, Al-Qaeda and everybody else. JD Vance chose to work behind a desk as a press officer writing press releases on a typewriter. That was his choice. It's an honorable choice. Being a janitor is also an honorable choice. I have no problem with janitors in the military. I would have a problem if a janitor pretended to be an expert on military policy. I have a problem when JD Vance pretends to be an expert on military policy. He does that a lot. He does not have actual military experience. He has journalism experience, and that's okay. JD Vance is now saying that Afghan refugees had no business being in our country. Let's have a little history lesson, shall we? The U.S. invades Afghanistan after 9/11. The Taliban, horrible, horrible people, Islamic fundamentalists running Afghanistan, harbor Osama bin Laden, the guy who attacked us on 9/11. And they're harboring him and they're giving him safe passage. We went into Afghanistan to get him and to throw them out. Both laudable goals. Didn't go well, but totally understandable, totally laudable goals. In the 20 years that we were there, there were a lot of Afghan citizens who didn't like the Taliban. They welcomed us, truly welcomed us as liberators, and they offered to work for us at great risk to themselves as translators, among other things, but mostly translators. They work for the CIA, they work for the military. The Taliban was still there. The Taliban still was killing their families and threatening to kill their families if anybody knew they were working with us. They were helping our troops. They were helping keep our troops alive, helping make America safer, helping us be more successful. We promised them in return that we would help those Afghan translators, not even help. We would bring them to America. They would become Americans, they and their families. We lied. We brought a lot of them. We didn't bring them all. We left when Afghanistan finally fell, when we implemented the Trump peace deal that required us to pull out of Afghanistan, which is exactly what happened. Afghanistan fell, and a lot of these guys didn't get out. It's our fault that these guys didn't get out. We promised them. J.D. Vance is now saying, and this is, again, it is part of what is so evil about this administration. J.D. Vance is now claiming that this guy had no business in our country. He was in our country because he was working with the CIA in Afghanistan, saving our troops, putting his life on the line and putting his family's life on the line to help keep American soldiers alive in Afghanistan. And we promised him to bring him here in response. So to suggest that he had no business being in America is utter bullshit. He had every business being in America. Now, what happened? Who knows? I think he went nuts, personally. We don't know. But what Trump and Vance are now doing, they are demonizing every Afghan who came here. Trump already was doing this. Trump already made clear he was going to cut back on the Afghan refugees. He had already made that clear, that he was going to cut back on them. I mean, legitimate refugees from Afghanistan. Trump didn't want them. And we know why Trump didn't want them. They're not white people from Europe or South Africa. This is sick stuff. Again, it's always sick stuff. But they don't care. They lie to their own people. You know, they're lying to their own people. And this is what you get. No, it's like I said, I wasn't planning on this even being a real. I was looking at today. Today, I was like, it's the day after Thanksgiving. We can just hang out. It'll be nice. We don't have to do anything complicated. And just like horrible, absolutely horrible stuff here. Absolutely just freaking horrible stuff. Oh, God. Oh, dear God. Now what's he doing? The president of Honduras? Oh, go away. Jesus Christ. Yeah, just looking here to see what else we got. Really scary stuff. Keep the gifts coming, though. Very scary news. Sorry, but do appreciate the gifts, guys. And remember, tomorrow, like I said, we've got our coffee talk in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, for all the monthly subscribers. What else we got? Oh, thank you. Oh, cool. That was the TV thing. Was bouncing speakers. Thank you, Squish. Appreciate that. Yeah, what else we got here? Jesus Christ. So I was looking here. See, Trump is getting too old. Trump is going to hold a tele-rally for the Republicans in a tight Tennessee House race. He did this before Virginia and New Jersey, too. Thank you, Russell. Oh, that's kind of fun. I like that. Thank you, Russell. He did this in New Jersey and Virginia, too. He didn't go to actually join them at rallies and stuff. He got televised in because he's not, I don't think he's there was a big article in the New York Times, I think it was yesterday. Trump got very upset about it, about how age is finally catching up with Donald Trump. He was not happy about it, but the guy's getting 3 years. Man, you know, oh God, did the National Guardsmen die or not? First they told us they died, then they told us they didn't. One of them did, at least. One of them did. He did die. Wow. The The former boyfriend of slain National Guardsman Sarah Beckstrom told CNN on Friday that Beckstrom was frustrated because she felt her hands were tied during her deployment to D.C. This is from Mediaite. 21-year-old Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf were shot while on patrol Thursday evening. Beckstrom succumbed to her wounds while Wolf remains in critical condition. A 29-year-old Afghan immigrant is in custody, charged with the shootings. CNN's Gabe Cohen traveled to West Virginia, where he asked Beckstrom's former boyfriend, Adam Carr, did she believe in the mission of being there? Did she think it was important, or did she think they didn't belong there? It was mixed, Carr said. She got deputized in there, and they gave them no rights to do anything. Carr continued. She was like, people spit towards us, cuss at us, throw things at us, and we can't do nothing. She couldn't detain anybody. She couldn't stop them from doing wrong. It was, they told them to call the cops. She wanted to make the difference. She wanted to extreme. She was happy with it. She was like, why am I here if I can't do nothing? Where they limited them so much, it's pointless. I will say this, okay. She's complaining about not being able to arrest citizens protesting them is what that sounds like. I mean, she's saying our hands were tied because people were criticizing us and spitting on us. And, I don't want people spitting on people, but I don't know. I'm not liking that quote from her, to be honest. They're trying to take it as she didn't understand their mission. She didn't understand their mission because she wanted to go after protesters is what that quote sounds like. That's a little creepy. Yeah. Never mind. Oh my God. Crazy. But yeah, so I was going to, like I said, tonight was going to be a hangout show, and it got to be way busier than that. So, oh my God. Yeah. Look, my bigger problem with the National Guard, these people getting shot, Trump brought them here to pick up garbage and put down mulch. And actually, she does have a point. The fact that they didn't even have the right to arrest anybody, what were they doing here then? Trump claimed they were here to fight crime. She admits, we didn't have the right to arrest. My friend witnessed this. He was like in the middle of watching a crime take place, and they told the National Guardsman, and the National Guardsman said, nothing we can do. I mean, they were here just to be props. Well, why? And again, this shows the problem. This shows one of the problems with that. These people are putting their lives on the line to be political props. If a Democrat had done that, they would have been held accountable, put it that way. Democrat would never have gotten away with that. And they're not trained for it, as Among Lama says. That's a very good point too. They're not trained for law enforcement. That's not their job. I ain't got nothing on Ukraine today, BC, because today's show, I didn't prepare anything really. Today was going to be a hangout because it's a holiday. And then literally as I was waiting for the show, I started looking at the news going, oh my God. So I was copying news. No word on the Greek passport. My interview's in 3 weeks. I did finish my affidavit, so I've got to get it translated. I sent my other documents to be translated. We shall see. Everyone keeps telling me my case is very strong, but I'm like, yeah, the top aide to Zelensky resigned in the corruption scandal, which is very bad. I mean, good if he was corrupt, but very bad. So that's not good. That's what I was just talking about. Kind-hearted. Yeah, it's very bad. Unfortunate. They don't need that now. They really don't need that. So anyway, oh my God. So yeah, nothing new on the Greek stuff. I finished my affidavit. Actually, I finished a couple affidavits, but one of them I'm going to pay to get translated, and then the other ones I'm going to wait. But I'm getting my other documents translated. Oh, I did have an update. Way too esoteric, but I had to get a document from local officials stating that they did try to get my grandparents' marriage license and couldn't get it because such licenses were not recorded civilly in 1927. And they actually did the letter for me. And I was shocked. My aunt was like, they're being very unhelpful, the local officials. She goes, I gave them your letter, but I don't know. They read my letter and they actually did exactly what my letter asked them to do. I was absolutely shocked. So they emailed it to me. So I emailed them back a very nice note. It was like, thank you so much for being so prompt. Cause I figured, you know what? I mean, hey, I'm nice anyway, but also, you know, local officials that actually do what you want in a village in Greece, anywhere really, you be thankful when you get government officials who want to help you. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know when you're going to need to come back, and you want them to go. That was the nice boy that sent the nice note, right? There is a church record, Larry. We've got the church. I've got the church record. The problem is Greece joining the European Union. Thank you, Julie, for the gift. The European Union has been clamping down on church records. Places like Greece are super religious in the sense that the church and the state are, I mean, I think, help me out here, Fallen and others, I believe Greek Orthodox is the official state religion of Greece. I mean, the flag has the Greek cross, the Greek Orthodox cross on it. Like, you know, it's interwoven, right? Well, the European Union, understandably, is, I forget if the word is laic, or in French it's laïque, laic or whatever, but basically, or lay, maybe we say lay. Do we say lay in English? Meaning, it's like the European Union, there is no official religion. Religion and state are separate, like in America, they're supposed to be. And the, yeah, want to go out there? All right, go have fun. So the European Union does not want countries like Greece to be using church documents for official purposes. Well, it caused secular, that word, yeah, that's a better word, thank you, Snowchem. The problem is, in a country like Greece, like for me, I'm trying to become a citizen, and I need documents from the 1920s, or marriage document. Well, take a wild guess where two Greeks got married in the 1920s. It was in a Greek church. Does the city hall have the register of it? This was Greece. There was no reason to have the city hall. They finally passed a law in, I believe, 1925, requiring city halls to start recording these documents. Many did not start for years. In our village, they didn't start until 1933. And the website says so. Somebody told the genealogist I work with, so I have his record, and I finally got a letter from the archive, the registrar themselves saying, we do not have records before 1933. Come on in, you. It's cold out there. I know it's cold. Ooh, hold on, I've got to put a thing next to the door because it's cold. There we go. So I've got the church record. Well, I've got the church record, and I had to write a legal affidavit. Thank you, Bowie. I had to get a legal affidavit that I wrote up with ChatGPT, and God bless ChatGPT. I mean, I'm a lawyer, and it was a lot of work of both of us, but without ChatGPT, it would have been hard. Wrote up a 6-page legal affidavit of everything I did to get this document, right? Like the emails, the visits, the phone calls, the faxes. And we're going to see if that's sufficient. A lawyer told me it should be sufficient. I'm still waiting for them to be like, you know. So we'll see. Hello, dog. What you doing? What are you doing? Hi. All right. Hello. Hi. Oh, we're gonna stretch your neck. Okay, I'll scratch your neck. Here, you want to go lay down a little bit? So we'll see. I have no idea if it's going to be sufficient. You know, I hope it's sufficient. So. But anyway, so that's the latest update on that. So, but I did send a bunch of documents to be translated. I'm trying to figure out how to pay the translator in Greece. This stuff is, we live in such a backwards country. And this has happened to me before. You can't just send money to Europeans from America. A lot of banks don't allow that. My banks, it's a mess trying to do this. I finally had to use Wise to send money to my cousin, my nephew, but this law firm, I can't figure out how to pay them. It's driving me crazy. PayPal, Greeks don't use PayPal. And the other services, Venmo, Cash App, they don't have. I tried Wise, it didn't work. So I texted the woman and said, help me, how do I send you? Because they give you like the IBAN number and the SWIFT number or whatever. For an American, my banks don't do that. None of my banks do that. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And they do need Bitcoin. I mean, it's really, I don't know what that means. Convert it to euros and send it where? In an envelope? I mean, that's the problem. I mean, Callum, you can try afterwards. The problem is, I'll show you the information. The problem is I've got the business information. And first, the bank account is in Greek. Wise only accepts Latin characters. I tried the Latin characters. It didn't accept it. Then it didn't accept any of my credit cards. I don't know why. It just wouldn't accept my credit cards. I mean, maybe I'll have you try to send money, Callum, and I'll send you the money, because it wouldn't accept my credit cards, which also made me very suspicious. Yeah, banks should be able to do it, but this is America, Julie. It don't work that way. My banks are online banks. They don't let you send money with, they don't. I mean, I'm going to call again. Yeah, no, I'm kidding you, but I've had this problem before. It's like a credit. I don't belong to a credit union. Like, it is. I did some work for the Swedes, and they had to pay me. They couldn't figure out how to pay me. They were like, well, we can send you a check. I was like, a check in euros? They said, yeah. Thank you, Russell. I said, I call my banks. My banks go, we can't accept a check in euros. Finally, I had to go to the local, the only option I had left, I had to go to Western Union. Josh just said that's exactly right. I had to have them send me a check in euros, and I had to go to the Western Union at the train station. At the train. Thank you, Amanda. I love that stuff. I'm not following you because you're talking about using Western Union. Okay, dude, whatever rocks your boat. I had to go to Western Union at the train station. It was insane. I was like, my bank, I said, what do you mean you don't take it? We can't accept euro checks. I'm like, why? I shouldn't say euros. I thought it was euros, right? It was Sweden, whatever the money is. Aren't you euros? It was insane. Absolutely insane. Anyway, I will check my messages, my phone, when we pull it up. But yeah, I tried sending money to these people. It wouldn't accept it. It then wouldn't accept my credit card, because it wouldn't recognize them. And I said, this is their IBAN. I know it's their IBAN. They sent me their IBAN number on a form. We know it's right. Send it anyway. It wouldn't accept my credit cards, which God knows if it's but I had already sent money to my nephew in Greece using my credit card. Right? I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Well, first of all, what's wrong with Western Union? It's on the other side of freaking town. Like, I'm going to have to take a 20 to 25 minute cab ride, pay $30 to $40 to send this stupid thing from the train station. I mean, is that literally how you do it, though? Western Union can do it with the IBAN number? Oh, fuck me. And I've got to send something else. I've got to send another document. I don't want to have to go all the way across town with a freaking Uber every time I need to send a document for translation. It's crazy. Oh my God. Western Union online? There's a question. Maybe. That's a funny question. I don't know. That's actually an interesting question. That's interesting. Well, that's actually funny you said that about grocery stores. My grocery store does have some kind of wiring money thing for Western Union, but doesn't the other country have? If I've got somebody's IBAN, they gave me their name, their bank, their IBAN number, and their SWIFT number. How can I send money? Can I do that with Western Union, or do they have to have a Western Union account? Like, this is very frustrating to me. I don't get it. Yeah, kind-hearted, can you figure it out? But can I just send it to the law firm? So I should try Western Union. I'm happy to try. Guys, this is something we don't do here. We don't send money to Europe. Like, it's very weird, this whole thing. When I asked ChatGPT, it was telling me to use like Wise, which I did for my nephew, but didn't work for these guys. I don't mind setting up an account, but send money to the Philippines. I've also done it from Walmart. Interesting. Receiver has to go to the office and show ID. They're not going to like that. See, that's the problem too. Like, then they're going to have to go to Western Union. you know? Well, for starters, I've got to send like $190. And then I've got a few other translations to do as well. Ask the Greek embassy, you jest. No, Peaches. There's nobody to ask at the Greek embassy. But also, this is something the translators themselves should know. I shouldn't be the first American they're working with. You know what I mean? They simply give, when you give Americans an IBAN number and a SWIFT number, you're not getting very far. This isn't what we do. We PayPal money. We don't IBAN and SWIFT. I can't think if I've ever used an IBAN number in my life, other than to my Greek cousin this week. Yeah, of course my bank is the issue, but my bank is typical for American banks. Nobody who isn't like Grandpa Moses goes to a bank who can send this kind of money. We all go to online banks now. They don't do this kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to call my bank. I'm going to call my bank again. But I remember I called the bank about the nephew, and it was like, all right, well, we're going to use Wise. Yeah, they don't. These guys don't use PayPal. PayPal's like we use PayPal. I may have to use my relatives in Greece to do it and see if my cousin will do it for me, because I can't figure this out. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I hate asking him to do it. You know what I mean? MoneyGram. Oh, it's clearly a U.S. banking issue. Lou, it absolutely is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, Callum says he can do it. I'm going to have Callum try first. And honestly, it's such a pain in the ass. It's such a freaking pain in the ass. It should be easy. You've got the IBAN and SWIFT or whatever the other number is. It should be easy. Actually, you're right. I've got the other cousin in Greece. I could ask him if he can do it. Maybe, because I can just send him the money and he can send the money to them. Because I've got another cousin who's very amenable, the younger cousin. It's very, yeah. What are you talking about, kind-hearted? What are you referring to? Western Union or what? Yeah, right, Carol. They're going to love that. But what are you referring to? What company were you saying to use? Anyway, I'm very frustrated. Set up an account in Greece with Western Union. Ugh. Right. The problem is I don't want them to have to set up their own account, right? And how exactly do I do that, Dave? I walk into some bank that I'm not a member of and say, I'd like you to send money for me. I guarantee you that's not going to happen. I don't think there's no way in hell they're going to do that. They wouldn't even notarize documents for me if I didn't have an account at the bank. OFX and Revolut. I tried Wise. Wise is not working in this case. I can try another one. Sasha, stop. Cut it out. Oh God, Callum knows how. That's fine. Let's talk to Callum. No, it's really frustrating me. But we can try with Wise. It didn't work is my concern, but we can try again. I think Val has an idea, or no, Val doesn't have an idea. Oh, thank you, Val. No, Val, I think was sending a birthday thank you, a birthday thingy. Thank you. That was sweet of you. Thank you so much. Or was that Val? No, that was somebody. Oh, that was Val. Yeah, that was you. Thank you. I see. I just got the from Amazon. Thank you for that. That was sweet of you. I thought you were telling me how to send the money. Thank you for that. That was sweet of you. So Western Union, you don't need to have an account. You just have an address and an ID. I don't know what that means. Right. I'm sending this to a law firm. They need to be able to just get the money in their bank account. That's the problem. I cannot tell them, go set up some new account. That's my question here. Well, I'll write down Revolut. That's why Wise was nice. I just need something that can just send the damn money to their bank. Wise worked to my nephew. It's not working to these guys. It's just not working. I know. I may try the cousin again if he's around. Remitly. Okay, I'll try Remitly as well. That was another. I remember seeing the name Remitly. All right, thank you, Gunther. Oh man. Well, no, I want to try because also what I want to do first, they wanted a deposit, and I was like, no problem, but you're dealing with Americans here. Julie, I'll check with my bank. I'm not convinced. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to see. I'm going to see if my nephew in Greece can do it. Callum, let's see if he can. Let's see if I think Callum's going to have the same problem I'm having. I mean, Wise is not exactly rocket science, and it would not work for me doing this. I'll give Callum the info and see what happens. After the show, Callum, let's try. I mean, they're not around till Monday, but I wanted to at least give like us, €5 to start with and say, confirm that you got this, and then I'll send you half the money. Instarem. I don't even know what that is. Kalea. Anybody? Instarem? Anybody else know? I asked Boyfriend before. Boyfriend was the one who told me Wise. I don't think it had other suggestions. Let me see. Hold on a second. I can ask. One second. Hey there. So, okay, stop that. So Boyfriend, trying to send money to a law firm in Greece. It's doing some translations for me, and I'm having a hard time. First, they gave me their banking info with the name on the account, which of course is in Greek, the IBAN info and whatever other info they had. Didn't give me their address, which of course everybody wants. So that would be helpful too. And I tried to use Wise. Wise cannot find them using the IBAN number because Wise makes you enter the information in Latin characters. The bank account is in Greek. So that didn't work. Then I tried to get around it with Wise where it says, well, do you want us to try anyway? Yes. Put in my credit card info, didn't accept my credit card, either of my credit cards. I don't know why. What I'm trying to figure out is, and I go to online banks like Ally and Capital One and those kind of banks that typically, I don't think, wire money to Greece. As an American, how the hell do I easily send money to a bank account in Greece?
Honestly, it's a pretty common headache. A lot of US-based online banks don't make it easy to just wire money internationally to Greece, especially when you're dealing with Greek characters and local naming conventions. What usually works better is sticking with a service that's known for handling international transfers to Greece, like maybe Remitly or even Western Union for a one-time thing.
Okay.
Wise is usually good, but they can be a pain if the names don't match their systems.
Let me ask you really quick, with Remitly and Western Union both, if I send the money, they don't have to show up at like I was worried with Western Union, whether it required them to show up at a Western Union office or something. Will this just send the money directly into their bank account?
Yeah, absolutely. Both Remitly and Western Union do have options that go straight into a bank account, so nobody needs to show up anywhere in person. Basically, you just enter the recipient's bank details, IBAN and all that, and the money lands directly in their Greek account. So it should be pretty seamless, and nobody has to go pick up cash in person.
Okay. All right, let's see. Generally speaking, you cannot do that from your bank, Susanna. Not when you have online banks. I mean, I don't think so. When it's international, it gets also, even with some of these services, they keep asking me for the address of these people. And I'm like, you didn't know to give me your address? Like, anyway. I'm frustrated right now. Exactly. I'm honest when I don't know how to do international wire transfers of money. It's very true. Very true, WC. Well, actually, no, that's not totally true. I would say crypto, to be honest. Crypto would work fine. That's like the opposite of honest in some ways, but this is what crypto is about. Yeah, I'm not going to trust Googling someone's address for sending money though, Julie, you know what I mean? No, I'm going to look at Remitly and Western Union. I'm a little afraid they're going to ask me for addresses, which is kind of stupid because once you've got somebody's IBAN and their bank number, whatever, why do you need their address? That's just freaking stupid. This is literally a printed form from the bank, from the business. They know what their IBAN number is, I mean, it seems kind of dumb, but anyway, we will try after the show. I'll get on the horn with Callum and we'll try again, but I just want to get this stuff rolling, as I said, very frustrating. So la 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 la. But at least I have a new sweater shirt that works that I can wear on the show. Very nice. So I wanted a red. I mean, the blue is nice. We were looking for red ones because I did like to wear a little more red to perk up the show, but it looks good. So what the hell? What the hell? IBAN is not in Greek. Thank you, Robert. Oh God. Yeah, that's too hard. Set up my own bank account with an authorized family member. I'm going to set up a bank account in Greece. You think setting up a bank account in Greece is going to be easier than doing this? You jest. You jest. Oh, hey, RJ. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Atlas. Thank you, guys. Oh my God. Anyway, I've got lots of chocolate cake left over. I made a nice chocolate cake I made, food for the, for Thanksgiving. Oh, 1 second, dog. I'm coming. She wants more water. Oh no, you don't want water. I know you. She made the water sound, but she's looking at the counter, which means she wants a treat. My little thief of a dog who kept me up all night. Anyway, I hear ya. I did have a good Thanksgiving. Yes. No, it was very nice. Went to visit friends in the suburbs. Their daughters were in, and I really like their daughters. They're a lot of fun. They're they're old. They're adults now. Thank you, Russell. So it was very nice. Yeah. We had a good time. They've got 2 cats, a dog. The dog's just ridiculously sweet. Sasha is Sasha. But finally, today they got used to each other. So they had occasional nose to nose meetings because the big dog just wants to love everybody. And Sasha's like, "Rrr." But there were several times nose to nose where they sniffed and Sasha accepted it. I was like, that was good. At one point, the cat freaked her out last night. Sasha took a turn around the couch. I heard Sasha give this yelp, and they said, no, she's okay. But the cat surprised her. She took a turn around the couch, and there was a blanket on the floor for the cat. Hello, I know. Blanket for the cat. And she saw the cat and jumped out of her skin and yelped, which was very funny, I thought. Anyway. But no, she did well. Other than making me sleep on the floor with her last night, which was not well, she did pretty good. So anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to go at 7:15. We're protecting the voice here. But thank you for joining. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving, you Americans. And hey, Jens, thank you. Member for 20 months. Thank you for that. Tomorrow. So tomorrow we've got our hangout with the paid monthly subscribers. So please show up for that. Please show up for that. And otherwise, I will see the rest of you Monday. All right. Monday. It's not till next week, I think, for the VIP show. Oh my God, I'm coming. Oh my God, you look at this. It's she's actually, you can, oh, yep. Oh, now you're getting, she's looking at the carpet, but you can see her there. Dog is getting beggy again. Beggy. All right. See a bunch of you tomorrow. Otherwise, Sunday for the rest of you. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Hope you had a good week. Ooh, la, 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 la. All right. Discord, then YouTube, then TikTok. By Discord. See you guys. All right. YouTube. See y'all. And TikTok finally.